What's up, guys? Matthew, getting ready to watch episode 1126 of One Piece. Egghead, as a whole, has been fantastic. This return, the last, three episodes, have gotten me even more hyped. Obviously, we ended off last episode with Luffy and Kizaru already about to be getting into it. So I'm excited. Again, I talked about it a lot last episode. I feel like Kizaru should be stronger, but I think, like I said, I'm never rooting against our main protagonist. I like, obviously, Luffy gets beaten, like, you know what I mean, 3 times by Kaido or this by that, but he always ends up winning at the end. So this might be the same scenario. I don't know how long Egghead is. I don't know if we have 30 or 40 or only 10 episodes. I don't know how long the arc is, so I don't know if there's going to be an opportunity to have multiple Luffy and Kizaru fights. But either way, I'm hyped for it. I want to hop straight into it. Obviously, I'll talk about the episode at the end. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. It really helps me out. I have got the full-length reactions up on Patreon. I have got the full-length reactions for the entirety of the Egghead arc already on there, if you're interested. And if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Let's get in episode 1126. That's something I haven't even talked about since we've gone back from the return. I mean, I haven't even talked about, like, actual current Kuma. He is heading to... When he arrived to Mary Joa, I don't know if he got inside yet, or he was getting dogged outside at the bottom of the Red Line. I kept theorizing, you know what I mean? Maybe he's still so loyal, he's still programmed to just follow orders. Maybe he's doing something to protect Bonnie. Maybe he thinks Bonnie, with his last shred of intelligence, maybe he thinks Bonnie is being held there or something like that. That's another thing, too, that I forgot to talk about. It was something I thought during the last episode, but I talked about how Sentomaru and Kizaru weren't actually related, and I made a joke, and, like, why did I even think that? Because Oda absolutely fucking hates writing actual family. It's more of a found family thing. I would not be surprised if Kuma isn't actually the biological father of Bonnie. Maybe it's the same sort of situation as the Sentomaru where he found her or something like that. This man is indestructible. Like, he has been ravaged for hours at this point. And he's still, I mean, it's a One Piece character, you know what I mean? One Piece characters can take 18 million bullets right to the head and they just stand up because of the hockey, but... God damn! Why? Like, dude, if I'm... These motherfuckers, the people from Wally in the future, I would not be standing anywhere near the action. Oh shit. Oh shit. The classic. Getting Thriller Bark flashbacks. Sabaody, obviously, but it's a question. Some One Piece world building lore, like, is Mary Joa the only place that celestial dragons live? I know it's obviously like the capital city, but like, is there any other cities on the Red Line? There should be. This is the only one that's really focused on in the show. Holy fuck, Kuma, get yourself out of there. Get yourself out of there. You've got no shot. Okay, you have been a bum at your job, no offense. Oh shit. Oh my, these fucking useless motherfuckers. I will... What, am I gonna go hunt lobster for you? Wow. How's it feel, motherfuckers? How's it feel? I mean, you're not starving, but... No point to you? He's so cold. He's always been so cold for me. Oh my god, dude. Kuma, get yourself out of there. Oh my god. Still got a little bit of something in there. Like, I don't know if he's like on a mission, like a personal mission, or if he's just being programmed to go somewhere. I would assume the personal thing, but Alkainu, come on. Like, obviously I want Kuma I want Kuma to do what he's doing. Whatever it is. But again, I would have to think it's something related to Bonnie. Protect her or send a message to Dragon or Vegapunk. No, not Dragon. To Vegapunk, maybe. I don't know. Fucking Easter Island? Where is this? This is filmed on Easter. Oh, wow. Is this after the Blackbeard thing? Gotcha. Blackbeard has a history of turning into important people into the government. I mean, there has to be a reason for it, and I'm sure that reason will make me cry. Bro, Celestial Dragons, get the fuck away from me. I want to kill them all. Is he flying all the way to Egghead? I mean, I thought that I wouldn't think so, because I feel like there'd be a more efficient way to get there other than flying over the fucking capital. Or did he go straight to Gear 5, Gear 4? Gear 4. He's the GOAT. Kizaru's the GOAT. Like, again, story-wise, I would just assume that Luffy would win, but maybe it's a 50-50 gets interrupted. Because, to my knowledge, Kizaru has never gotten into a fight when he's been trying. Like, this is probably going to be the first time. Marineford, he was casual. He was real goddamn casual against Rayleigh. Like, he's treating him like a little insolent pup. Yeah, I mean, you're attacking him, and I don't like you guys, so... Oh my god. I want Kizaru. I don't think we're going to get it. But I want, like, Kizaru backstory and... Yeah, I don't need, like, a 30-episode fucking flashback, but... Oh, he's like, what? Is he, like, halfway? Is he Gear 4.5? What the fuck is he? But I have to? Gotta do my job? Aww! Breaks my heart! I have goosebumps. Holy shit! Yeah, dude, he's like... Oh my god, straight through him? Aww. Dude, I'm getting teary-eyed over this shit. What are they gonna do with Kuma? Oh my god! He's crippled a robot! He crippled a robot! Kizaru, you demon! Oh my god. Better hope that ship is fucking okay. Damn! Surprised you're not dead. Okay, the ship... I mean, Frankie's the GOAT builder, but that ship should be donezo. So does Kizaru have any care for the... Dude, she has got to stop with that kick, man. Who said that? Does Kizaru have any, like, care for, like, Lilith Shaka, you know, all the other... Or is it just pure Stella? I mean, it's same mind, but... Save the goddamn ship! Is the ship out of the way? Vegaforce got whooped. I mean, that's how That's how fast Luffy got sent through it, but... We'll build another one, if we fucking survive this shit. Yeah, come on, dude, go check your baby out. Man, fuck Luffy, he's fine. Where's my ship at? I was gonna say, have they met before? When would they meet? Yo! What are you doing, One Piece? That is insane! Insane amount of cheekage. Man, what you gonna... You can't do anything. Come on now. Yo, hold up. I'm really loving Kizaru. He is a man on a mission. I don't even think he doesn't even want to do the mission, but you know what I mean? He's trying. Hey, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to do anything, but if you're coming at me. Oh, Frankie, don't even try. How you gonna beam late? Let's just hope he moved on. Yeah, we're gonna just a wide shot. And he's just gonna be standing in the fucking room. Okay. Luggage? Motherfucker, let's go! Frankie, you're wasting so much time here! Is he just gonna fucking straight up kill him right now? Oh my god, he's got the famous face on! He's the goat! Oh, stop! Is Vegapunk just gonna fucking die right now? Oh no, we're gonna have to transport the others, the remainders? You gonna break his dreams in front of him? He's a monster. I didn't want to do this. Luffy, he's coming back for more? You know what that music means. But still, Luffy, Kizaru is directly next to Vegapunk. Just fucking slit his throat. That was shit. Oh no, I didn't think him. Oh fuck it. That shit's waking up. Oh my god, is it the robot was the companion of Joy Boy, or that was Joy Boy's armor, or some fucking shit like that. But the timeline doesn't match, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh my sweet baby, he's pure light. Just phase out of it. That's funny as fuck. That's a great shot. Expected more of you. No problem. He still looks unimpressed. He looks unimpressed. I should have fucking thought. The minute our robot gets wiped out, we have a backup. Oh my god. Well, that was obviously another phenomenal episode of One Piece. I guess I'll start off with let me talk about Kuma for a little bit because I keep just. It's funny. I know that Kuma is a huge part of this arc, and I've said many times I am pretty good at staying away from spoilers. There's just certain things you hear about. Like I've heard that the Kuma flashback is going to happen. You can already tell. But I mean, even like before I get started, I knew that there was a Kuma flashback. You know what I mean? I knew it was a really good one. That's pretty much all that I knew. So, I've sort of been talking about, his flashback. I haven't really talked that much about what I've just seen from him in the arc already. And, obviously he hasn't been in it that much, but he's flying in some direction. You know what I mean? I originally thought that he was just going to marry Joa. I just, thought that would be, he has some plan there, or that's where he left from. That's where he was taken from. I don't know if his programming was, sort of something was happening and he needed to go back there. I don't know if he had some mission with Bonnie or whatever. But now I'm just sort of, maybe there's a possibility that he's going to Egghead or going to see Bonnie one last time. And he just he was going straight over Mary Joa. I mean, I guess so. I mean, that is the general vicinity, the general direction of Egghead, just a lot further down. So maybe that's the case. But I don't know. I do not know. It's very interesting. Again, Kuma gave up his sort of, consciousness or whatever. It had to have been for Bonnie in some way. Maybe some, like, like Vegapunk deal, like, hey, if you give me this. Not that Vegapunk didn't even really want to do it, but just more of like a, hey, you give me that, and I'll make sure nothing ever happens to Bonnie. But I say that, and Bonnie got kidnapped by the fucking, Well, he got wiped by Blackbeard, and then Blackbeard turned her in, I would assume. Blackbeard is the ultimate fucking snitch. This man Blackbeard would snitch everybody out just to get, and I love him for it. I love him for it. How did Blackbeard know anything about that in the first place? He kind of knows everything about everything, but I don't know. I do not know to be sure. Again, I don't even know how how Bonnie escapes from the Marines, because again, I'm going to assume. Well, the Gorosei already had something, that they were doing a plan or this or that with Bonnie, so she's important in some way. I don't know if she has, like, there's a secret use to her power, or she has a secret identity. Like I said, and I thought about it last episode, but I forgot to talk about it because I got wound up in my discussion at the end. But there's the One Piece loves to have, people you assume are family members, and then they're just not family. You know what I mean? You think of, off the top of my head, like maybe Corazon and Doflamingo might be the only fucking people. I don't know, but everyone else, it's Luffy, Sabo, Ace, brother is not really, nephew, uncle for Sentomaru, Kizaru, not really. So I could definitely see them going that way, and I kind of expect them to go that way now, where they're not related. But maybe again, people always gotta have a fucking secret identity. It's one of those things, like, I don't want to say Oda overuses it, because it's awesome when it happens. And if something's awesome, I can never say that it's overused, because I'm enjoying it. And I love a good, like, identity plot twist reveal. So, maybe, again, I don't know how much we're gonna sort of reuse. Celestial Dragon, fucking, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I'm sure that will come out if that's the case. But that's another thing that I was talking about. Bonnie obviously escaped the Marines somehow. I don't know if she just outsmarted them and got out herself, or Vegapunk stepped in and saved the day as a deal for Kuma or anything like that. But I am very interested in that. I'll say this: Alkainu is a bum. I can't blame him though. I mean, if Kuma, like, pawed himself and he started flying off, then yeah, I don't blame Akainu, but he just fucking ran away. Ran and flew away, so I don't know. But again, that's the thing with One Piece, and like, the world is so rich and so great, and there's so many great characters that people complain about One Piece already being too long. Like, I could take another 3,000 episodes. I would want, you know what I mean? I could take an Alkainu arc focus. Like Kizaru, let's see what Kizaru's doing. I could focus on the entire world and be very happy. But I do like Al Qaeda. I've loved him since the Marine Corps, really. Not as in like I root for him. He's the best fucking person alive. No, he's a good villain. I like him in a villainous role. I really do. Um, but even that, I don't think that he is like the definition of evil. I think that it's almost like some people will take this as like a political thing. I don't think it's political, but like it's almost like the Marines are, like police officers. You know what I mean? There's good police officers and there's bad police officers, and there's police officers that are, strong for justice and they look out for people, and then there's also, you know what I mean, some are bad, some are corrupt, but as a whole the police system is kind of fucked in America. I'm obviously talking as an American, not like it's the worst thing in the world, it's just as in there's fundamental problems. The world government is sort of the same way, in the sense of people are working for it that have different, like, it's not obviously it's being led by some evil fucking king, with 5 evil planets, but not every single person working under them is the definition of pure evil. You know what I mean? Obviously Fujitora, Ryukyu feels the most evil, but not even as in like I don't even know how to explain it. Rikugyu to me feels like a spoiled brat who just listens to instructions, if that makes any sense. He doesn't even have an opinions of his own, but maybe I'm incorrect in saying that. I know he said some wild stuff the last episode I saw him with the Fujitora fight, but I don't know. Akainu to me seems like the same way, and to where if he was the protagonist, yeah, he might be kind of a good guy, but he plays a really good antagonistic role, and I've loved him ever since for that. So all in all, to summarize, what I'm trying to say is I could take a lot more Akainu. I really could. He's very entertaining. I talked about it before the episode. This Luffy Kizaru thing, as with most things, we're probably going to get round 2, round 3 in a Luffy Kizaru fight, and Kizaru would probably win the first 1 or 2. Again, I don't know how long this arc is, but this arc feels very similar to like a Sabaody. It feels like a really fast pace, not any bad pacing or anything like that. So I could see this arc being done in like 20 or 30 or 40 episodes. Like I don't see this being a Dressrosa or Wano level arc. It feels more of like a full out fucking sprint. So I don't necessarily know if we have time for like 5 or 6 rounds. But I don't know. I do not know. I would really be interested talking about like a Kizaru Luffy, and again, I'll repeat my sentiment. Kizaru should probably win the fight, as in like if we were looking at this realistically, a trained Marine who has been the top of his game for fucking years, he probably should be stronger than Luffy, who's only been going for 2.5 years, but it's the main protagonist. The main protagonist is always going to sort of, grow faster than anyone else in history, so I don't really have too much of a problem with it. But I can see a world in which they get into this fight and it starts to get dragged out a little bit, not as in like a bad way, as in like the fights, it's going back and forth, and Luffy starts to win the fight, so Kizaru goes, fuck it, I'm losing, goes out and kills Vegapunk and escapes real fast. I could definitely see a world like that. So that's another thing too, I was talking about before the break, just sort of thinking like, so obviously Vegapunk wants to go, and would probably go to Elbaf with us. But does it need to be Stella? It could be any of the satellites. It could be one of the satellites. Lilith, obviously, I wouldn't have any complaints if it was Lilith. And out of all of them, Lilith has been the one. Honestly, Lilith, probably even more than Shaka, has been given the most screen time or the most importance of these satellites. So I could see a world in which it would be Lilith instead. But I don't know. Again, I would probably, in a perfect world, I would prefer a Vegapunk, just a regular Stella Vegapunk. But, you know what I mean? One Piece is not a show that likes to kill people. It really hates to kill people. Oda hates to kill people. But when he does kill people, it's that heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, tear it from your heart sort of thing. So a Vegapunk death would be that. So I could definitely see that. And like I said, killing Vegapunk, it's almost like because again, Oda is not, I don't want to say not good, but he doesn't kill as many people as he should. He has a problem with it. I feel like he thinks of his characters as his babies and he doesn't like to lose them. But if you kill Vegapunk, it's not like you can technically argue that you're not losing him because you have other Vegapunks that can fill in. So a Vegapunk, like, if I go into other arcs, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like Dressrosa or Whole Cake or something like that. Like, I'm not really thinking, oh, there's gonna be some deaths here. We're probably all gonna make it out. Something like Egghead, with how dangerous and the threats, I could definitely see some fucking deaths. I must say, it's definitely, it can happen. So, obviously the animation was, pretty goddamn good. Like always. I mean, again, I've really enjoyed these last 4 episodes. They felt very very well paced, and they felt exciting. They felt, you know what I mean, like shit's happening. I feel danger on the horizon. So that's something that I don't know if I've ever talking about it. I know people love to shit on One Piece anime as being poorly paced. I really don't have that much of a problem. I think that One Piece is so long that after a certain time, your mind just automatically tunes out the bad pacing. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think of the weird scenes or the goofy, you know what I mean, 2 minutes of wasted time every episode. You don't really think of that. You just think of the good moments. And then also, just, on a personal note, I have always been someone who obviously, I want a perfectly paced show, but if you're giving me the option, do you want to watch something that's slowly paced or fast paced? In a negative way, like rushed or way too slow. I want the thing that's way too slow. Because even though, there might be a couple minutes or a couple episodes of nothing happening, it still takes its time doing the important stuff. A rushed show, just too fast to really live and breathe and feel impacted by certain stuff. So, the only arc in the entirety of One Piece, the entire 1,100 plus episodes of One Piece that I've gone, okay, that was really bad pacing, was Wano. That's the only one that... Just to know, it took me exactly like to the day. It took me 13 months to watch One Piece. That being said, like, I took 4 breaks. I took a break in the middle of Fishman Island. I took a break in the middle of Punk Hazard. And I took 2 breaks in Wano. If you got rid of those breaks, it took me 2 months. Like, that's like it was like an insane sprint. Except there was just 4 times where I was like, okay, I need to put this down. I'm not rocking with it, or not like a terrible way, just more of like getting a little sort of out of breath. We'll say that, out of One Piece breath. So, like I said, when I say the pacing is perfect, I'm not saying that as like someone who's like, the pacing has been pretty goddamn bad. No. The entirety of the Egghead arc specifically has been very well paced. Some of the best pacing in the show, in my opinion. So, what are you gonna do? I'm excited to see Gear 5 versus Kizaru. Again, that's going to be my prediction. Luffy's going to get an upper hand. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. And Vegapunk. Or Kizaru is going to be like, oh, shit, fuck, I'm losing. Let me kill Vegapunk and dip. So, but again, here's the thing. And I'm excited for it. I want to repeat. In the 1,100 plus episodes of One Piece, what has Kizaru done? He's done the Sabaody stuff. He's done Marineford. And that's pretty, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it. Like, he's not really one of those characters like Alkainu who keeps popping up like once every 50 episodes for like a scene or two. He's more of like a more background character. I've never seen him struggle. Like, Rayleigh versus old Rayleigh versus Kizaru is always one of those things that gets a lot of people, you know what I mean, real hyped up and, always have an opinion on. In my personal opinion, Kizaru should beat Rayleigh. He should not easily as in like a no diff fight. But I'm saying he should 100% of the time beat old Rayleigh. That's not because Rayleigh isn't strong, but it's just because Kizaru should be one of the strongest people in the fucking world. He's one of the 3 admirals of the major antagonistic group. He should be one of the strongest individuals in the world. Rayleigh should be past his prime. So, but again, in that fight, Rayleigh is struggling, breathing heavy, doing this. Kizaru is not breaking a sweat in it. You think to Marineford, and again, he's not really trying. He's being blocked and shit like that. And he's having close fights, but it doesn't look like he's struggling or going all out. I expect this to be the first time where we get a little slip of the mask, and not as in like he's faking it, but as like the coolness factor goes, oh shit, this is a threat, and I want to see that. So obviously we're gonna get that next week. I hope so. I mean, it's funny. Obviously, One Piece went like 25 years or whatever without taking a long break. This recent one was the first one. But, to make up for the break, they either did filler episodes or they did like 1 week off. 2 weeks off at most, you know what I mean? So since the return, we've yet to have a 1 week off, but at any moment, I feel like they could just go, no episode this week, and I will be depressed, so. But other than that, that's all for me. I will see you guys next week. If you guys liked the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. It really helps me out. I've got the fun fashion up on Patreon. And if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate if you subscribe. If you have anything to say or theorize or comment about One Piece, drop it in the comments. You guys have a good one.